What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Making Podcasts Great Again. I am your tech stuff guy, Jay Nog, and we are here, of course, with the President of the United States of Mar-a-Lago of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Mr. President, how are you today?
Ray, we're doing quite well. America's not doing so well, but I'm doing well. We're getting ready for. We just finally got done with Shaka Khan, and now we're doing strong preparations for the holiday. It's
Christmas?
Bingo. That's I was about to say it, and then you jumped in.
Now, Mr. President, I have a couple of things to get to today. I just want to ask you, what was the most favorite thing that Melania ever got you for Christmas? Is there a gift that pops into your head?
Anal.
I guess that's a good gift. Not for you, right? For her, I'm assuming.
Okay, somebody does too many episodes with big gay Mike Pence, and all of a sudden they think everything's a Greek salad. For her. And what was nice, the nice thing about it was it wasn't for my birthday. Poor people get things like that on their birthday. Okay, honey, it's your birthday, so you get something special. Now for me, it was just a random Wednesday, and she knows that I'm rich and powerful, and she walked in and said, George Clooney and his wife were on TV, and she said, look, it's George and anal. And I said, okay, let's have some anal. And she did it very, she seemed confused, like she was pointing at the TV going, no, anal, George and anal. And I said, I think her name is Amal, but I'm going to go and assume that, you meant the other thing. So we had powerful anal sex, and now I call that Clooney style.
Mr. President,
sometimes
yes.
It's like sometimes the deuce is like the international language. You don't have to speak the same tongue to know the power of going backdoor. It's a beautiful thing. Nerds say math. They're like, oh, math is like an international language. Well, obviously, nerd, you've never had anal with a Transylvanian model.
Mr. President,
Good start to the podcast. We came with Patreon heat. This is like bonus episode heat.
No, we did.
I'm feeling it's called the
Christmas spirit.
Well, some would say that. Some would say it's that spirit. I might say it's other things, but you could say Christmas spirit. It's the Christmas spirit. We're giving away premium, before the blacks steal it on Kwanzaa. You might as well give it out for free before you get carjacked on Kwanzaa. How about that?
No. President, I read some disturbing news here, and I want you to clarify if it is true or not. It says that when you got COVID, that between you contacting and getting COVID with a positive test and going to the hospital, you were in contact with 500 people after your positive test.
At least. I mean, a lot of people want to meet me, so why would I say no? It's called being nice. It's called having good manners.
You're putting other people's health and possibly lives in danger.
No. See, you've listened to the Faucis and the sort of radical left fake science. No, I was giving those people whore immunity. We've talked, I don't know if you're obviously new to the show. I talked very strongly in 2020 about whore immunity.
There's no such thing as whore immunity.
Okay, well, keep listening to Fauci, and Dr. Phil and all the other fake doctors that you probably listen to tech stuff, but there is something called horror. Let me ask you a question.
Mm,
How many prostitutes do you know that died of COVID? Not a lot.
I don't know many prostitutes offhand,
Who died of
actually, at
COVID?
all.
Excuse me, you left off the last part. Who died of COVID?
But if I don't know any prostitutes, how can I tell you if any of them died?
Well, you're a married man, tech stuff,
Yes. Yes.
and you don't have $1 billion, right?
Do not.
Well, that explains why you're being so weak right now. You're probably afraid the wife will hear that you know many, many, many prostitutes. I'm not afraid of that. In fact, some people say that melanin was a person who enjoyed receiving certain, some might say payments for, some might say sex.
Some might say, I guess. I don't know. They might,
Say
they
you,
might
say
not.
me, say it together naturally.
You don't think that's reckless, Mr. President? 500 people, especially in the
No, I
position
don't
you
think
were in
it's
as president.
excuse me. I don't think
Yeah,
I don't think it's breakfast. I think it's totally normal.
500 people in politics. You're around lots of elderly, older people. You could have killed many people. You might have killed people. You don't even know.
I'm like the John Wick of presidents. Except instead of killing my dog, they just slightly annoyed me.
That's nice. Do you how do you think other people would look at I know you have a certain stance on this, but how do you think maybe the average American would look at you and possibly infecting 500 people, being around 500 people from getting your positive COVID test to then going to the hospital, which had to be a few days that you had COVID, and then it got, I guess, progressively worse where you went to the hospital.
Not, excuse me, not only did I go to the hospital and kick the crap out of COVID, I then went to debate Sleepy Joe, and nobody saw this. I was breathing all over him.
Were you trying to infect them?
A lot of droplets, a lot of strong Trump droplets all over Sleepy Joe. Wake up, Sleepy. You might want to wake up for this because you might not have too many left.
Were you, I mean, you can say this now, I guess it's after the fact. Were you hoping that you still had some COVID inside of you to infect him at the debate? Because he wouldn't have lasted COVID, I don't think.
I mean, he's barely lasting on a Monday. Like, forget COVID. It's, every day he wakes up is like, he probably looks at the sun and goes, "Sir, I can't believe it. I'm not sleepy anymore. I can't wait for tonight when I can go back to sleep."
He's mad at the sun because he can't sleep. It's too bright.
But I would say what I was trying to do is, it's called patriotism. I figured if Sleepy Joe were going to steal the election, he would need horror immunity. So I was just, breathing droplets, powerful droplets. And I probably made a mistake. I probably gave him some of the Trump immunity. So do I regret that? Yes, I would say I regret helping Sleepy Joe with my strong, it's called immunity.
Your droplets probably had
Or as
lots of
Queen
antibodies
Latifah
in it.
calls it, immunity. I ain't a bitch or a hoe.
Another,
She's not a real,
yes,
excuse me, she's not a real queen, right?
I know that's her name as a rapper.
I don't know that you knew that, but now you do.
Okay. Well, thank you for letting me know that. Mr. President, also, I read this today. I want to know how you feel about this, but the counties in this country that have voted for you have the highest COVID death rates. Your opinion on this?
We can't stop winning. We're always winning, no matter what. Oh, strong patriotism, number one. strong death. We're so competitive. We're so competitive, and we're so obsessed with when remember I told my great supporters, I told the country, I said, you're going to be sick of winning. You're going to be sick of winning. You're going to win so much. And I think that's what's happening. They're sick of winning. They're literally dying from all the winning.
They're so sick of winning, they're just gonna die because they're winning so much.
Excuse me. I
Yeah.
didn't even know we were going to win this much. And I can be honest, I knew we were going to win a lot, but not this is. I might have won a little bit less. I might have done a little less winning, to be honest, if I knew it would go from sick of winning to dying of winning. That's almost, I think you'd agree. That's almost too much winning when it's killing you.
I know you look at it as winning, but other people might look at it as people who support you are not getting vaccinated, therefore dying and possibly putting their family and friends in danger. Do you look at it like that at all?
No.
Why not? I don't know how you look at having the highest death toll. It technically is your winning of people. You're supporting counties, you're winning because they're dying so much, but you don't want them dying because then they can't vote for you.
And what you don't understand is my supporters procreate a lot. They don't know how to use condoms. Half of the time they don't believe in consent, and they're getting rid of abortion laws. So my supporters, there's going to be a Trump baby boom soon between the low education, the lack of consent in many cases, consent optional in Trump states, the shutting down of abortion. So you got to have the baby for pro-life. We're going to have the greatest, we can lose the grandparents and the parents because, we have a saying in Trump land. Every 16 years, a new Trump grandparent is born. So we're we reproduce a lot. We're like gremlins, but with less reading ability. We eat, we have strong sex, consensual and not consensual, no abortion. So it's called playing the long game. In 20 years, when I'm running for my 6th term, we're gonna have, I don't know, you're gonna have like 85 Sleepy Joe fans and 600 million Trump trash. We say that affectionately.
Mm-hmm. How's trash an affectionate word?
Well, you know how the blacks and me use the N-word as a term of
Endearment.
I was going to say of racism.
Okay. But you're using the A, not the ER, right?
Sometimes I use both at the same time. It's like a s'mores of the N-word.
Do you lead with the ER and end with the A, or you lead with the A and end with the
You gotta
ER?
lead with the ER because then it's like you fool them. They want to get mad, and then all of a sudden you say, and then all of a sudden they're like, whoa, what did he just say? I'm not sure. That was very creative. Like a s'mores. You take the chocolate, that's the A, and the disgusting white marshmallow, that's the hard R, and you like smush it together, and all of a sudden you got a new confusing slur. The NRA.
Okay. Now, also, we have the Eppies coming up, Mr. President. The Eppies are coming up. There will be a bonus episode released in the next couple of days.
They call it, excuse me, the
Yes.
Eppies, the second annual Sir Jeffrey Epstein Awards, also known as the Eppies.
Yes.
This is, I would say, and I think Joe Rogan would agree, it's the single greatest night of the year for podcasting.
I agree.
Okay.
I will announce the categories right now, but if you'd like to hear the categories broken down by Mike and Mike, join the Patreon, and that's
Can you explain to these people who Mike
patreon.com/mpga.
and Mike are? They're gonna think it's like
Well, it's Mike Lindell and
the
Mike Pence.
candies. They're
I'm
gonna
sorry.
think it's the candies.
My apologies. It's Mike Lindell and Mike Pence will be breaking down the Eppie categories and the nominations. I will announce the categories right now, and the categories that everyone will be voting on will be Best Episode, Best Future Trump Wife, Best Patreon Perfect 10 President, the Most Unpatriotic Celebrity Guest, the Best Guest Appearance, the Best Trump Ally Guest Appearance, and the Best Impression by Mr. President himself. You were full of impressions this past year, and I was very impressed by that.
I think I've already seen the list, and I think, sad to say, for two of my friends in the Pacific, I think the competition will come down very strongly to two people. A very serious friend from a certain island with Godzilla, not saying what the country is,
Of course not.
and of course a very powerful rocker from the radical left city of Boston.
Well, it's going to be in a very exciting Eppies this year. We're going to have special guests. And if you want to attend the Eppies, it's going to be on December 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern. Become a Perfect 10 Patreon Patriot. Join, use
Or if
this
you're
website.
not, you have time. Here's
Yes.
the thing: if you have time, join at the $5 level this month. Binge the bonus episodes and listen to Mike Lindell and Mike Pence break down, do the strong analysis. Well, Mike Lindell will do strong analysis, and big gay Mike Pence will do backdoor analysis, and, or as he calls it, anal cyst. And then you'll want to be there for the Eppies. You'll want to see who wins. And
So
it's formal attire, please.
That's right. It's December 23rd, 8 p.m. Eastern time, right before the holidays, the Eppies. And to join, it's patreon.com/mpga. The word's getting out. We had lots of new patrons come on this week, plus lots of upgrades happening this week. So it is a night you will never forget. And that is December 23rd, 8 p.m. Eastern. And it's patreon.com/mpga. Mr. President, we've talked about this with a former guest who's actually nominated, but you did say that the Comey firing was critical to you surviving 4 years in the White House. And you've also said that Comey wasn't a real threat to you and you just had to get rid of him. Can you elaborate on this and explain that why getting rid of him was critical to surviving 4 years in the White House?
We don't do this very often anymore. Can we go off the podcast record?
Yeah, let me just stop this. All right, we're off.
I actually didn't think it was Comey I was firing.
Who do you think you're firing?
Maleficent keeps walking around with this 6'10" kid around the White House. And I thought I was firing Barton. I thought I was like, get the hell out of here, Barton. I don't like having you around. So I actually thought Comey was Barton and was trying to fire him. So
you thought you were firing your own son?
I fired Don Jr. a long time ago. But no, let's go back on the record. That's just for you.
Okay, we're back on. So why
he was a horrible FBI person. He was a disgrace. He was trying to bring down my presidency. Now, if he was doing it for legal reasons, we'd have to respect that. We'd say, he's a law enforcement. But he was trying to tear me down with totally illegitimate things, with not legitimate things that were very not okay. He was trying to do, and
okay.
He needed to go for the country. And he was going to try and take me down, but not in a legal way. He was trying to take me down in a
illegal way.
Not legal way.
Right. So that would be illegal if it was not legal, correct?
Well, you know what? Bald eagle is our national bird.
Can we play word association game real quick, Mr. President? We haven't played in a while. I'm going to say a name, and I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. Ethan Crumbley.
No, we can't play this game.
Okay.
You didn't give me time to answer tech stuff.
You're right. Ethan Crumbley, school shooter. First time.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Second Amendment supporter. You know, the fake news doesn't include that. They don't like to include that he's a strong Second Amendment guy.
So Ethan Crumbley, school shooter and strong Second Amendment supporter. It's the first time a school shooter, I think, in our country's history, whose parents are actually brought up on charges as well. James and Jennifer Crumbley are brought up on involuntary manslaughter. The father bought the gun. There was a picture in the at the school, might be brought up on charges too. There was a picture of that Ethan drew of a shooting. His parents were called in on this. The parents saw the gun was missing. They automatically just thought that their son was a school shooter. There were tons of red flags. The school and the parents, the school should definitely be responsible as well. What are your thoughts on the parents being brought up on involuntary manslaughter charges?
Well, my thought is, why isn't there a Pearl Jam song called Crumbly? Crumbly spoken in class today. No, you're totally wrong. Well, I think it's a disgrace. This is a total witch hunt against Second Amendment people. I think the kid should be brought up on, is imitation a crime? I would say imitation of Kyle Slaughterhouse. I think that's a disgrace that he's trying to copy him. It's called a copycat. That's the thing I like least about this story is it's very copycat. And I think the parents, they were trying to teach him, they were trying to teach him to love his country and love the Second Amendment. And now radical left justice system is totally, it's a sad day. But also for also we have strong sympathy for the
victims.
Well, the people who interfered with his Second Amendment practice.
Jesus.
No, I can tell you Jesus would not have interfered. Jesus would have said, yes, sir, strong Second Amendment.
Let's move on to the next story. I don't know how you feel about this. You like winning, but Biden has beaten you in something. He beat you.
So we're not even going to pray. We're not even going to pray. You say you're anti-prayer. We're not even going to pray for the
anti-prayer. I just didn't really.
We're not going to pray for the Crumbley family.
No, we're not going to pray for the Crumbley family.
Well, okay, then I see what we're dealing with the tech stuff, people.
Yes.
Anti-prayer, anti-Second Amendment. I don't even know what the hell you're doing on this show.
Now, I wanted to ask you about this. You're very competitive. Biden right now has approved more oil and gas drilling permits on public land than you did. Thoughts on this?
This is what's wrong with our country. Sleepy Joe walks around going, okay, yes, you can have permission. And he falls asleep. You can have permission, Jack, to do. Well, you know what I do? Consent. Okay. So for every strong energy dominance oil well we put on paper and said, you may do this, we were forcing our strong, powerful drills deep into the earth. Mother Earth was saying, no, sir, no. And I said, well, you're going to take it anyway, Mother Earth, you granola crunching bitch. Shut your mouth and take this big derrick right in your keister. We're not getting permission. We're not getting licenses. We're not doing the weak left way of doing business. So Sleepy Joe on paper has all the official, yes, Mother Earth, thank you. May we get permission, please? And it's all very official and all very weak. we will literally, I'm going to use obviously our listeners are probably very upset over the fact that you weren't willing to pray for the Crumbleys,
I think so.
but I'm going to use a word that also might upset them. Sleepy Joe asks permission for these oil wells, whereas the Trump administration was gang raping Mother Earth and taking all of her resources. And we're not going to put that on the books. We're not going to make announcements. Oh, here's some more documents. We took Mother Earth and smothered her with leaves and grass while we took her precious resources. No, we're not doing that. So
It can't be a paper trail of a gang rape of Mother Earth for sure. You got to keep that secret.
We'll take this off the record, obviously, in post.
Of course, of course. Mr. President, you brought up Georgia before, and you are now backing...
Remember, there was a bald black guy saying Georgia on my mind.
Yes, but that has nothing to do with the story.
Do you know who that was?
I do not. Who's the person?
So you've never heard of Ray Charles?
I was gonna guess Ray Charles. I didn't know Ray. Doesn't he have hair?
He had hair. Now he's down there with Colin Powell and John McCain.
I understand, but I thought he had hair when he used to sing.
I said blind.
Oh, I think he said bald. I'm sorry.
No. I said blind black guy, which should have really led you to one of two possibilities.
Well, yes, it'd be Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles for sure.
No, Ray Charles or Ben Carson. So you got that one wrong too. But I think, Ray Charles, we don't like him because he was probably in Georgia doing voter fraud, because I never like people with two first names. So he walks in and says, hello, and says, I'm Ray Charles. And then they're like, right this way, Mr. Charles, vote this way. And then he comes in the afternoon and says, I'm Charles Ray. And they're like, oh, that's a new name. That's it. Because those could be interchangeable. So right this way, you blind black son of a bitch, go vote for radical left people. You voter fraud, Ben Carson looking MFer. We're keeping it family friendly after the talk of prayers for the Crumbleys and gang rape of Mother Nature. Naughty by nature.
You like Naughty by Nature?
Oh,
Are you down with OPP, Mr. President?
Well, does Roger Stone's wife count?
Yes.
She's everybody. She's EPP, everybody's property.
So about Georgia, you are now backing Senator David Perdue, because Stacey Abrams will be running again in 2022. You're really infatuated with Georgia. What's this thing with Georgia? I feel like you're always involved in Georgia.
Well, it's got two of my favorite things and two of my least favorite things.
Let's dig in. What are your two favorite things?
Angry white people.
Yes.
Hot Southern stupid sluts.
Two not favorite things.
Black people.
Okay.
Black people voting.
Okay. President, the last thing I want to speak to you about tonight is I don't know if you saw the Trump Christmas card. They were trying to play it as it was your Christmas card. Did you see this fake Christmas card circulating online?
So disgraceful. As if we send out to only our friends a powerful Christmas card, and it's me in a very cold room, dressed as a powerful businessman, and Ivanka with no bra and like a little Santa skirt, and actually it's so cold that she's hanging 2 candy canes from her nips. I get, a father, you understand, I get emotional because it's,
Oh,
the
especially a
holiday
Christmas
spirit,
card. You would get emotional. Yeah, that's for
the
sure.
holiday spirit, the love, the cold air. So, oh, so I knew it was a fake because I was like, if those diamond cutters aren't out
And this
holding powerful candy canes, then it's not a real Trump Christmas card.
card is fraudulent. I hear you.
Fake news.
We would like to see the real card. And if any of the listeners want to give a go at a suggestion for a Trump Christmas card this year, please go ahead. Also, Barron was left out of this fake Christmas card,
Well,
which
they
might
got
be
one.
accurate.
They got one thing right.
Well,
The James Comey of melatonin's kids.
well, Mr. President, I appreciate you joining us once again this week. Also, the Eppies are right around the corner, December 23rd, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And the bonus episode will go up this week. Patreon.com/MPGA. Also, check out my special, Something from Nothing, on Amazon. It's on iTunes. It's on Vimeo, YouTube, Xbox, most video on demand for cable. Something from Nothing. Please leave a review also if you enjoyed it. Appreciate all the nice feedback. And that's all I got. Mr. President, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Hey, everybody, it's JL. First off, sometimes this show gets out of control. Needless to say, I don't condone even what I just said about the Crumbleys and their victims. Just sometimes the horrific demon that is Trump gets a little out of control, and we don't believe in PC cancel culture on this podcast. So just a quick note that tech stuff obviously wanted to move along, and I trust his instincts were correct. So just a quick apology for that. Hopefully it made you laugh a little bit, but you're not wrong if you found it in bad taste. But sometimes these things just come out and we can't gather it back in. So we made up for it, hopefully, with gang rape of Mother Nature. I hope that made it all better. As far as this, yes, join the Patreon. This is, if you're ever going to join the Patreon and give it a whirl, this is the month. Like, I get it if you only want to do it for 1 month or if money's tight, but this would be the month to catch up, to listen to all the past content and hear this month's bonus content. And then maybe you stick with us after that, and maybe you don't. But this would be the month to at least give it a try, if not start a long Patreon relationship. As far as other things for me, if you're still listening, another doozy of a Righteous PK podcast episode. That's my solo podcast where you hear me talk in this voice for the whole time. Dusted off the Owen Wilson impression this week as part of my Why Loki Sucks on Disney Plus segment. And as far as shows, I have finally booked the Salt Lake City show I've been dying to book for months. So my schedule is as follows. This week, Pittsburgh Improv, Thursday, 7 p.m., December 9th. Next week, DC Improv, December 16th to the 19th. January 7th and 8th, the club that Jay just conquered, the Harrisburg Comedy Zone in Pennsylvania. January 27th, Chicago Improv. February 2nd, San Jose Improv. February 6th, Flappers in Burbank. And February 10th, Wise Guys in Jordan Landing, Utah, which is really only like 20 minutes from downtown Salt Lake. So I don't understand why there's two clubs so close. But yes, come out to at least one of those shows or fly to all the cities. And I promise to take pictures with you in all the cities if you do that. So thank you for listening, everybody. And I guess that's it. God help us all.